The late Chick Corea created jazz music for the ages. In 2018, we sat down with him as he shared insight into his process and life in Tampa Bay. Now we celebrate his legacy.
I grew up in a musical environment. My dad was a musician, and he had a band. When I was growing up, we had like a 3-room apartment in Chelsea, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. And we were up above a grocery store. There was a pharmacy on the corner and a barroom across the street. And my mother was working in a candy factory in Sherratt's in Boston. And my dad was gigging at night with his band. So he would bring his musicians back from the gig often, and my mother would cook up some pasta and some potato and eggs for everybody. And I was always interested in hanging out with them because they were all real relaxed. And my dad would take me to the gig sometime, and I'd see them play, and I'd play with them. And so I grew up in an environment of musicians creating, and I always just felt a part of it from the very beginning. Began to play piano, never thought of doing anything else. I like to play drums, I play a little bit of trumpet, I fool around with the guitar a little bit. You want to learn the tools of your trade. I've even picked up a violin and scratched it a couple of times. It's music, all of it is music, and I got interested in every aspect of it. I moved from Boston to New York in 1959. In New York at that time was all of my musical heroes. Miles Davis's band, Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers, Horace Silver's quintet was there, Sonny Rollins was in town, Ornette Coleman was playing, Tito Puente's band, Eddie Palmieri. That was a rich time, so I scooted down to New York to live. Being a composer and an arranger, it's all part of being a musician. Composing music and performing it to me are kind of one piece. I mean, it's two separate actions. The audience thinks they don't see you composing because I'm playing, but actually I'm composing when I'm playing, since improvisation is kind of like that, you know. In composing, you kind of piece the ideas together so they get fixed into a piece that you can repeat, and then that becomes a song. As a band leader or as an organizer of a group, I like to try to choose musicians and put them together to see what happens. It's like an experiment. Say, well, let's see, put this guy together with that guy, let's see what happens. I've been living here at the Clearwater, Tampa area for 20 years. I came here to relax and kind of get off the beaten path because my life has been basically touring. I perform, I'm on the road 10 months a year. So when I come home, I'm not looking to travel too much, you know, I'm looking to hang out. And of course, the attraction down here is it's a beautiful area. The weather is great. There's no rote way to create. Input is always coming your way. But if you only accept input and use that, then you're a robot. If you only use what you think you should do, then you're not associating with anybody. So there's a balance in there, to me, of how to create something. It's a communication. So one person does one thing, or I have an idea, put it down, right? Right, have an idea. And then you do something with the idea. Then I might bring that idea to someone else, and they'll go, they'll put something else to it. And then it comes back, and then it gets developed. To me, that aspect of how you get your idea across successfully is very important. How I balance myself between my own creations and other people's creations, that's the delicacy of life, I think.
To learn more about his life and legacy, visit chickcorea.com.